I was madly in love with my husband's twin brother, and I have been sleeping with him secretly for several years without my husband knowing, and I secretly had a kid for him. Many years later, he came to claim his kid. Once upon a time, there lived two brothers, Stephen and Silas, who were twin brothers from a disciplined background. Stephen was a senior, and he was very calm, humble, hardworking, responsible, and God-fearing. Silas was very smart, stubborn, and as proud as a peacock. Rita and Stephen were in a relationship right from their day one in a university, while Silas was in a relationship with Rita's childhood best friend by the name Sophia. All of them were at the same level, but in different departments. Rita has been having an affair secretly with Silas since when they were at 100 level, without Stephen and Sophia knowing. Everything was going smoothly and lovely until when they got to 300 level. One morning, Rita was preparing to go for a lecture when she suddenly noticed some signs and symptoms of pregnancy. So she hastily rushed to a hospital for a medical checkup, and she was shocked by the outcome of the test. Oh God, what have I gotten myself into? This can't be true. My parents would kill me. Silas has landed me in trouble. Oh. How would I explain to Stephen that I am pregnant for Silas? Rita exclaimed. Thereafter, she summoned courage and went to school. After school, she went to Silas's apartment. Silas, you've killed me. Silas, see where your stubbornness has landed me today, Rita murmured. Babe, what's going on? What have I done? Silas asked. Silas, take this envelope, open it and go through the results. What? Rita, you're pregnant? How? He asked. Silas, if you ask me that stupid question again, I will slap you just now, Rita said. Calm down, Rita, but who is responsible for the pregnancy? He asked. You are the one who is responsible, she replied. Are you sure it's not my brother that's responsible for the pregnancy? He asked. Not your brother at all. It has been long. Stephen slept with me, and he had never slept with me without protection, she replied. So what should we do at this juncture? I don't know. I am finished. Silas, I always complained bitterly about you sleeping with me without protection, but you wouldn't listen. Now see where your stubbornness has landed me today. Babe, calm down. It's not a big deal at all. Rita, I am not ready to father the child, so I'll give you money to go for an abortion, Silas said. Okay, send the money snappy to my OP account, she replied. The next morning, Rita went to a hospital for an abortion. Eventually, doctor told her that she might die if she tried to abort the pregnancy. Rita became extremely scared to abort the pregnancy, so she vowed to keep the pregnancy. A moment later, she went to Silas's apartment. Babe, how did it go? Was it successful? He asked. Abeg, leave me, Joe. It was not successful. Oh. The doctor said I might die if I abort the pregnancy, she replied. Which kind of wahala is this now? Rita, what's your next plan? Silas asked. To keep the pregnancy, of course. No, Rita, you can't keep the pregnancy now. It won't work. Have you forgotten you are in 300 level? I know, she replied. Then go to another hospital and terminate the pregnancy so that it won't impede you from school. Silas said. Silas, I will never terminate this pregnancy. My life is more significant and valuable than school, she replied. So how are we going to do it now? Because I'm not ready to father the child. And if my parents hear that you're pregnant for me, they would surely drop me out of school, Silas said. Silas, whether you like it or not, you will father this child. I warned you several times not to have unprotected sex with me, but you wouldn't listen, she replied. Rita, you are my brother's intimate girlfriend. My brother might forever hate me if he hears that you are pregnant for me. And Sophia, your best friend, might kill me if she hears that I got you pregnant. I know, but there's absolutely nothing I will do about this pregnancy, she said. Okay, I have a wise plan. What's the plan? She asked. I will give you 20,000 naira to go and lure my brother to sleep with you without protection. After some weeks later, you disclosed to him that you are pregnant for him. Silas responded. Stephen will never accept to sleep with me without protection, she replied. Rita, please pressurize him. Tell him that if he doesn't agree to sleep with you without protection, you will sleep with another guy without protection. Trust me, he will do it, Silas said. I will try, but Silas, what you're about to do to your brother is not good at all. Rita, that's the only way we can help ourselves in this situation. A few days later, Rita went to Stephen's apartment. Stephen, it has been a long time you slept with me. I want us to do it now because I'm in the mood. Babe, I'm not ready, please. I'm having exams next week, so I need to focus on my studies. I am sorry, Stephen replied. Stephen, that's what you always say. See, I'm fed up with all these pointless excuses. You know what? Since you are not willing to do it then, I'll do it with someone else, Rita replied. Rita, if that's what floats your boat, then suit yourself and let me be, please. Stephen, are you the one saying this to me? It's crystal clear that you are no longer interested in me. That's why you are acting up, she replied. Babe, calm down now. You know in life there is time for everything. So this is the time for me to focus chiefly on my studies. I don't want to be preoccupied. What you are asking me to do, I don't feel like doing it immediately. When I am ready, I will let you know. Please, Rita, just try and understand me. Understand what exactly? Stephen, I don't blame you at all. I blame myself for foolishly falling in love with you in the first place. You are doing all this because you found someone more beautiful and precious than me. I will leave you to continue with your study, but Stephen, if I see you anywhere close to me, you will detest what I will do to you. Rubbish, Rita responded and left. What could have come over Rita? She had never been this desperate to have sex with me. I think something is fishy. I need to be very careful, Stephen said. Silas, I told you this your brother is something else. He refused to sleep with me, Rita said. Did you try seducing him? Silas asked. He didn't even give me a slight chance to seduce him. Did you threaten to break up with him? He asked. No, I didn't. I think that's what I'm going to do next, she replied. Yes, threaten to break up with him. If he doesn't want to sleep with you, he will surely do it, Silas said. No problem, I'll do exactly as you said, she responded. Silas's girlfriend barged in. Rita and Silas, what is going on here? Nothing, we are just gisting, Silas replied. Gisting inside your room? Why can't you guys stay outside and gist? Sophia asked suspiciously. Sophia, I don't understand. Why are you asking suspicious questions here? Rita asked. He reached to ask you guys so. Rita, have you ever caught me in your boyfriend's room gisting with him? Sophia asked. Sophia, what are you even thinking? Or do you think I can have an affair with your boyfriend, my boyfriend's brother? Rita asked. Sophia, what are you even thinking? Or do you think I can have an affair? Rita, don't misquote me, please. I never said you are having an affair with my boyfriend. But it's not wise for you to be alone in his room. What you are putting on, you are just half naked. I hope you know, Sophia replied. I'm sorry, Rita. I won't try this anymore. Let the sleeping dog lie. The truth is that I just came back from my boyfriend's house. Rita apologized. It's okay, Rita. Anyway, I eavesdropped on everything you guys were discussing. Silas, why did you advise her to threaten Stephen with a breakup? Sophia asked. She complained to me bitterly that Stephen no longer gave her time and attention, he responded. Is that all? She asked. Sophia, it's over 5 months since my boyfriend slept with me. And I am seriously worried, Rita said. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Probably he wants to focus primarily on his studies. He's a medical student. He needs to sort for his upcoming examination. Please just allow him to focus on his studies. I don't think he would be happy if he failed any of his exams. I just wish this stubborn Silas could be like Stephen, at least for once, Sophia said. Sophia, how wish you were in my shoes. You could have understood what I am going through more than I do, Rita said. There's nothing for me to understand, Sophia. You and Silas are obsessed with sex. The same way you are disturbing Stephen, the same way Silas always disturbs me. Two of you need serious deliverance, Sophia asked. Babe, what sort of embarrassment is this now? Silas asked. Sophia, I'm leaving with you with your boyfriend, please, Rita replied and left them. The next day, Rita went to Stephen's apartment again. Stephen, may I know why you are giving me cold shoulder? She asked. Rita, I am not giving you any cold shoulder. Please, have you suddenly forgotten that I desire to graduate as a first or second class student? And I even promised my parents to graduate as a first class or second class student. So I just temporarily isolated everything that would impede me from meeting my target. And that was why I left that apartment for my brother, Stephen replied. Oh, I am one of the obstacles that will hinder you from accomplishing your goals, right? Rita asked. I never said so, Rita. What's going on? You've never been this desperate to have sex with me. You were even happy that I desist from having sex with you. Why do you suddenly change? Stephen asked. Stephen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with me. I'm just longing for it, and that's all, she replied. Then I'm sorry. I can't do it with you at this moment because I don't have the feelings. Very well then, it's over between us. I'm done with this so-called relationship. I believe that's exactly what you've been craving for. Please, Rita, it hasn't gotten to that extent. You can't end our 3 years of relationship just like that. Please, Stephen murmured. Stephen, I am tired of dying and hurting myself silently. So it's high time to let you go and move on with my life. I am fed up with you, please. Okay, if what you desire is what will make you not to break up with me, then I will do it, Stephen replied. Okay, but I desire it now. So are you ready? She asked. No problem, I am coming. Where are you going to? She asked. I want to buy CD from the nearby pharmacy, he replied. Please don't go, there is no need of that, please. I desire it raw today, please, she replied. Rita, I don't understand. When did we start having unprotected sex? Please, Stephen, I am sorry. I want it natural, just for today, please. Thereafter, Rita convinced and seduced him to sleep with her without protection. 2 weeks after Stephen slept with Rita without protection, Rita told Stephen that she was pregnant for him. Rita, I never knew you were planning my downfall. I insisted on using protection that day, but you lured me to sleep with you without protection. Now see where you've landed me today. How do I explain this to my family? What sort of problem is this now? Stephen, I am very sorry for everything, please. I agree that I am the cause of everything, but please put yourself together. It's just a pregnancy. You didn't kill anybody, said Rita. Rita, you must be mad for saying that. Do you know that my parents might drop me out of school if they hear that I got someone pregnant? It's okay, that's not the end of your life. Please, but I don't think your parents will drop you out of school. Have you suddenly forgotten that you are their favorite child? My parents are very disciplinarian. My father told me time and time again that any day I impregnated any girl, he would leave no stone unturned until I married the girl. That was why I have been using protection right from day one, said Stephen. Stephen, I am very sorry. I never knew it would result in pregnancy. But what do you want me to do at this point? Rita asked. Rita, I will give you money to abort the pregnancy because of my school, please. You know exactly what I have been through before I got to this 300 level. And if you keep the pregnancy, chances are excellent that both of us will drop out of school, said Stephen. I will never abort this pregnancy, Stephen. My parents are already aware of this pregnancy. Rita, what's wrong with you? Why would you quickly disclose it to your parents? Are you insane? Stephen, it wasn't my fault at all. My mom caught me when I was vomiting, so she decided to take me to the hospital for a pregnancy test. Oh God, what have I done to myself? Chai, I just ruined my education, Stephen exclaimed. A few days later, Silas traveled to their town and told his parents and family that Stephen had gotten his girlfriend pregnant and he was forcing the girl to abort the pregnancy so that nobody would hear about the pregnancy. I don't believe this at all. Stephen, who is as cool as a cucumber, can't do such a thing, said Mr. Raymond. Daddy, believe me, I'm pretty serious. I can't joke on a matter like this, said Silas. Silas, if you have any misunderstanding with your brother, just tell us and stop spoiling his name in our presence. Stephen, that we all know, can't do that, said Mrs. Raymond. Thereafter, Stephen's parents summoned Stephen. Stephen, tell us the truth. Do you have any misunderstanding with your brother Silas? Mrs. Raymond asked. No, Mommy. Why do you ask? Stephen asked. Silas told us something unbelievable about you. Daddy, what did he tell you people? Stephen asked. Silas said you've gotten someone pregnant and you are threatening the girl to abort the pregnancy. Stephen, is that true? Mr. Raymond asked. Daddy, Mommy, what Silas said is true. I accidentally got the girl pregnant and I told her to abort the pregnancy because of our education. Stephen replied. What? You did that? Mrs. Raymond asked. Stephen, how could you bring shame to this family? We trusted you so much. We are disappointed in you, Stephen. You are a big disgrace to this family, said Mr. Raymond. Daddy, Mommy, please forgive me. It was a mistake. That mistake would drop you out of school. I hope you remember that we always told you and your brother that we will never accept an illegitimate grandchild. So therefore, all the money we wanted to use to sponsor you in school to your PhD level, we will use it to pay the girl's dowry and take care of her till she gives birth. So kindly go and look for work and start to take care of the girl. Stephen, if you dare force the girl to abort the pregnancy, I will make sure you go to jail. Get out of my presence, Mr. Raymond said. A few weeks later, Stephen and Rita dropped out of school, and when Rita got home, her parents and siblings threw her out of the house. After they dropped out of school, one of Silas' neighbors named David, who heard when Rita told Silas that she was pregnant for him. So when he heard that Stephen had dropped out of school because of Rita's pregnancy, he quickly went to Sophia and said, Sophia, I know you don't like me a bit, but hear me out. I have something very significant to disclose to you, and I want you to take immediate action about it. And what is that, David? I hope it's not the rubbish you told me that day. Not at all. Stephen is not the one responsible for Rita's pregnancy, said David. You started again with this gossip. Stephen accepted the pregnancy. So what are you trying to say, gossiper? Silas is the one responsible for the pregnancy. I'm very sorry to hide this mystery from you for a long time. Silas has been secretly sleeping with Rita. I caught them many times, and I heard very well and clear when Rita told Silas that she was pregnant for him, and Silas was not ready to father the child because of you, his parents, and his brother Stephen. So he decided to give her some money to go for an abortion, but abortion didn't work out. Thereafter, Silas gives Rita another money again and lures her to go and sleep with Stephen without protection, so that after Stephen sleeps with her without protection, she would tell everyone that Stephen is the one responsible for the pregnancy. David replied. David, I know exactly your plans. You are planning to ruin the relationship between me and Silas so that you will start disturbing me for a relationship. It will never work. That's how you go around on this campus, using your stinking mouth to spoil people's relationships. David, any day you stop to me to talk about this rubbish that you just told me, you would hate what I would do to you, Sophia replied. Sophia, I swear with my life, I mean what I said. I caught them many times. Believe me, Sophia. I felt extremely sad when I heard that Stephen had dropped out of school because of Rita's pregnancy. David, I don't believe what you told me a bit, and there's nothing you will tell me that I will believe you. As far as I am concerned, you are looking for a way to make me break up with Silas so that you will start disturbing me like you did earlier. Rita cannot do such a thing. I have been with her for almost 2 decades now. She's my best friend, and I know what she can do and what she cannot do. So please kindly bury this false news and mind your business, Sophia replied. David couldn't utter a word any longer. He respectfully buried the news and minded his business. A few months later, Rita gave birth to a boy called Divine. 3 months after Rita and Stephen welcomed the baby boy, Stephen and his family went and paid Rita's dowry. Thereafter, Mr. and Mrs. Raymond summoned Stephen and Rita. Stephen, we promised to send you to any level of education you desired, but you decided to choose marriage over education. God in heaven knows that your mother and I have played our role as parents. We summoned you and your fiancé to inform you that we've rented self-contained apartment for you, and this is 500,000 naira. Use it and start up your life. Stephen, you are leaving my house first thing tomorrow unfailingly, and don't you ever call me and ask me for anything, because I will turn it down instantly. I am completely disappointed in you. Honey, do you have anything to say? Raymond asked. You've said it all up until now. I still find it extremely difficult to believe what Stephen did. After all the promises he has made to us. Mommy, I will make you proud. Mommy, I will graduate as a first class student. Mommy, nothing will hinder me from becoming a medical doctor. Mommy, I will never let you down. Mommy, I will never impregnate any girl accidentally. Stephen, you are a big disgrace to this family. You will never stay in my house and I will be cooking for you and your family. Go out there and face the reality of life. We've tried our best as parents, Mrs. Raymond said. Mommy and Daddy, thank you very much for everything. I know I have disappointed you people woefully. Please, I'm extremely sorry. Forgive me. But I believe God knows the reason why all these things are happening to me. Because the Bible says everything that happens in this world happens at the time God chooses. Stephen, we are forgiving you. Oni, I am thinking of sending Silas abroad to further his studies. Because I don't want him to repeat what Stephen did. He's the only hope we have now. Let's invest mightily in him, Mr. Raymond replied. Wow, that's an amazing idea. Oni, let's do that instantly, please. We have many relatives abroad. That will make it easier for us, Mrs. Raymond responded. You are right. I will start working on it instantly, Mr. Raymond said. A couple of months later, Silas traveled abroad to continue with his studies, and Stephen established a small business. 2 years later, Rita's son, Divine, became extremely sick, and Stephen spent everything he had on Divine's illness, but the sickness kept on growing worse every day. Stephen sold everything he had acquired in life because of the boy's illness. Nevertheless, the boy was still as sick as a parrot. One day, Divine was at the point of death, and the hospital that admitted him requested for 400,000 naira, else the boy would die. Stevie ran helter-skelter, looking for whom to borrow him 400,000 naira. He went to his parents. Daddy, Mommy, please help me. My son is dying in the hospital. How can we help you, Stephen? Mr. Raymond asked. Daddy, please, Divine has been seriously ill, and I have spent and sold everything I have in life because of this boy's illness. This morning, he woke up and started vomiting blood uncontrollably, and the doctor told me to quickly bring 400,000 naira, else the child would die, and I don't have a dime with me. Please, Daddy, help me. Please, Mommy, save my son's life, Stephen exclaimed. Stephen, I don't have any money to give you. The only money I have is for Silas, not you. So kindly go and look for where you would get money to save your son's life, Mr. Raymond replied. Chai, Mommy, please help me. My son is dying. Help me, Mommy. Stephen, please leave my dresses. I don't have a dime to give you. I didn't send you to impregnate anybody. So go and find a solution to your problem by yourself. Because I am not ready to carry anybody's cross, Mrs. Raymond replied. Stephen sadly ran away from his parents' compound to his friend's place, and he was able to get 150,000 naira. So he decided to call Silas, his brother, who was abroad. Please, Silas, I need your help badly. My son Divine is dying in the hospital right now, and the doctor requested for 400,000 naira, but I've been able to borrow 150,000 naira, remaining 250,000 naira. Please just help me with any amount you have to save my son. Sorry, Stephen, I have the money and I'm willing to help you, but I can't help you because you betrayed our family, Silas replied. Please, Silas, I beg you in the name of God, help me. My son is dying right now. What is my business if your son is dying or not? Oga, stop disturbing me with your calls and carry your cross alone. When you were enjoying, I didn't follow you, Silas responded and ended the call. Immediately after he ended the call, Stephen got a shocking phone call from Rita, who was in the hospital. Babe, where are you? Please come. Oh, Divine's situation is worse than ever. Divine is breathing very fast. He's vomiting blood profusely and his body is vibrating badly. Please come. Oh, the doctor said Divine would die in no time if urgent treatment doesn't take place, Rita cried out. Stephen ran recklessly with the 150,000 naira without looking at the road, and just as he was about to cross an express road to the hospital, an army van that was coming speedily forcefully knocked him down and drove away. After the army van hit Stephen and drove away, Two vehicles that were following the army van at the back stopped and rushed Stephen to an emergency ward in the hospital for an urgent treatment. A few hours later, Stephen regained gradually and he suddenly remembered his son Divine. "Where is my son? I want to go and see his corpse. I believe he has passed away now. Please, doctor, I want to go and see my son's corpse," Stephen exclaimed painfully. "I am so sorry, sir. You can no longer walk. The accident has destroyed your two knees and we intend to amputate your legs," the doctor responded. "Doctor, are you saying my two legs would be cut off?" Stephen asked sadly. "Yes, sir. The accident has destroyed your two legs," the doctor replied. "Oh God, what have I done to deserve this kind of severe pain?" Stephen murmured. "Young man, why would you carelessly cross an express road like you did?" Honorable Anthony asked one of his savior. Stephen narrated everything to him and he was extremely touched. "Sorry, young man, I never knew that was what you went through. I was one of the people who picked you on the road after being knocked down by an army van. I just came to check on you before we left here in the morning. The doctors assured us that you would be fine," Honorable Anthony replied. "Thank you very much, sir. May God bless you mightily, sir." Stephen appreciated the man. "Amen. Can you direct me to your son's ward?" Honorable Anthony asked. Thereafter, Mr. Anthony went to the ward where Rita and Divine were staying. "Young lady, are you Rita Stephen?" Honorable Anthony asked. "Yes, sir," she responded. "Your husband, who survived a terrible accident, directed me to this ward. He told me about his son. So how is the boy?" "He is fine. Please, sir, where is my husband?" Rita asked. "Your husband is in the emergency ward right now." "What? Please, sir, take me there." A few moments later, "Stephen, what happened to you?" "Rita, where is Divine? Is he dead or alive?" "He is alive. After I waited for you for a long time without seeing you, one man and woman who saw how Divine was battling with the dead came and paid the money," Rita responded. "Oh, thank you, faithful God. I was involved in a terrible accident on my way to the hospital. It was this man and two other people who came and rushed me to this hospital. Without them, I could have been a dead person by now," Stephen murmured. "Thank you very much, sir. God bless you and your family," said Rita. "It's okay, young lady. Your husband is like a son to me. Although I don't have a son, but God has blessed me with 5 adorable daughters," Honorable Anthony responded. While they were talking, Professor Desmond and his daughter walked in. "Honorable, you are still here?" Professor Desmond asked. "Yes, I just came here 30 minutes ago to check on this young man," Honorable Anthony replied. "I couldn't stay in my office comfortably. My mind and my daughter troubled me badly to come and see this young man." "Doctor, how is he doing?" Professor asked. "He's gradually recovering, sir, but his two legs have been destroyed, so we intend to amputate them," Doctor replied. "Oh no, you can't amputate his legs, please. Sir, that's the only solution." "No, I will take him to another hospital, please." A few days later, Divine was discharged and Stephen was taken by Professor Desmond and Honorable Anthony to a prestigious hospital. Eventually, Stephen's legs were completely restored and those men opened a profitable business for Stephen, and Honorable Anthony relocated him to one of his houses in the town. A few months later, Rita gave birth to a girl named Antonia. A few years later, Divine won a 100% scholarship from his primary level to university level because Divine was super intelligent, smart, and talented. And when Rita told Silas that Divine had got a scholarship, Silas became jealous, so he decided to come back to Nigeria unashamedly to fight his brother to claim Divine as his son, and he was more richer and influential than Stephen. So guys, do what to watch out for part 2. So do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you guys so much. You can drop your contribution in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this wonderful story. Take care, guys. Bye. Watch out for part 2.